Totalitarianism is death. It's destruction. It's the destruction of liberty, of the free flow of information. And the Chinese are desperately covering this up, that this virus originated in Wuhan, because they don't want you to believe totalitarianism is the cancer it's always been. They are repeating the exact same mistakes of the Soviet Union during Chernobyl. And sadly, U.S. media representatives, the bad ones, not the good ones, and some people in the media, the talking head, are repeating this nonsense. The best piece I've seen on this, Daily Signal, be in my show notes today. Please read this article. Please. Again, Bongino.com/newsletter. I'll email it to you. By Representative Jim Banks. Daily Signal. With coronavirus, the Chinese repeat the Soviets' Chernobyl failure. Ladies and gentlemen, what happened in Wuhan with the Wuhan virus is a complete, total indictment of the information blockade that flows out of every totalitarian, socialist, communist system. The Chinese, who've been trying to tell the world that totalitarianism and socialism is the wave of the future, need to do what the Soviets did in Chernobyl, when they tried to pull the wool over our eyes too, and tried to hide the inherent weaknesses of totalitarianism and the lack of personal and press freedom. And the press here, ironically, is supporting this effort. From the Daily Signal piece, this is well done. Read this piece. Show you just how bad what the Chinese did on this. The first cases were recorded in Wuhan early December. By the end of the month, authorities understood there was an outbreak in an unknown virus in December. An accurate picture of what happened next is impossible. Why? Because Chinese authorities seem to have muzzled scientific reporting. Because case numbers were stagnant and contained to Wuhan province, even though patients were testing positive in Thailand, Singapore, and Japan. During the next month or so, Chinese authorities not only failed to act or treat the virus seriously, they actively censored anyone discussing it. 8 doctors discussed the virus on social media and a private chat group nonetheless, but the Chinese government detained them. For liberals, that means put them in a prison and shut down their discussion. Authorities also lied, insisting the coronavirus could not spread human to human, even though they knew it could. Ladies and gentlemen, in a free country, even with a press as abysmal as ours, you would never be able to hide that. You can't even hide the fact that there have been shortcomings in testing here, even though the Trump administration is trying to fix it. Mm-hmm. Totalitarianism is death. It's destruction. It's the destruction of liberty, of the free flow of information. And the Chinese are desperately covering this up, that this virus originated in Wuhan, because they don't want you to believe totalitarianism is the cancer it's always been. They are repeating the exact same mistakes of the Soviet Union during Chernobyl. And sadly, U.S. media representatives, the bad ones, not the good ones, and some people in the media, the talking head, are repeating this nonsense. Showing you how bad Biden's been in the past, by the way, in case you think Biden is the Messiah here and is your answer. Here is a video of Obama White House press secretary from years ago during the Obama-Biden administration, or as Biden calls it, the O'Biden administration. His words, not mine. Here is Robert Gibbs trying to clean up the response of Joe Biden when Joe Biden was the actual vice president during the swine flu outbreak. This is not a joke. Hat tip the Trump team for finding this one. Check this out.
My other question has to do with remarks that Vice President Biden made this morning on television. Representatives of the travel industry have accused the Vice President of coming close to fear-mongering because of his comments. And I'm wondering if you wanted to clarify or correct or apologize for the remarks that he made.
I think what the Vice President meant to say was the same thing that, again, many members have said in the last few days, what he said and what he meant to say.
With all due respect, and I sympathize with you trying to explain the Vice President's comments, but that's not even remotely close to what he said. He was asked about if a member of his family...
Jake, I understand what he said, and I'm telling you what he meant to say, which was that obviously if anybody was unduly alarmed for whatever reason, we we would apologize for that. And I hope that my remarks and the remarks of the people at the CDC and Secretary Napolitano have appropriately cleared up what he meant to say.
So just to be clear on this, for all the media talking heads who think Biden has a better overview or grasp of what's going on right now during the crisis. First, he fleeced Trump's plan almost at times word for word, or principle for principle at a minimum. And then when Biden was the actual vice president, which with constitutional powers and authority under the EOP, Executive Office of the President, as the number 2 executive in the country, he blew it so badly during the swine flu that the press in that room, did you catch it 3/4 of the way through, Joe? Did you hear it? We're actually laughing at the White House press spokesman, Robert Gibbs, trying to clean up the mess and the panic Biden created. Folks, rewind that. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the back button. Tap it a couple times. It goes back 10 seconds each time. They are actually laughing. That was Jake Tapper for questioning Robert Gibbs. They're laughing at him. But yeah, this is the guy you want in charge.
You just heard The Dan Bongino Show. You can also get Dan's podcasts on iTunes or SoundCloud. And follow Dan on Twitter 24/7 @DBongino.